Buene tiro.
I couldn't do that. Could you do that? How can they do that?
Who are those guys?
Uncommon Sense with the Senior Delinquents.
Jamie McWilliams here, reporting from the Valspar PGA Tour Championship, which is undergoing a revolution that was totally unexpected. The touring pros behind me have finally said no to long pants. They're all in shorts. What's the next step? Shortless? How far will it go? Stay tuned for the Senior Delinquents to get the rest of the story. Welcome back to another edition of Uncommon Sense with the Senior Delinquents. My esteemed co-host, Dennis Silvers, unfortunately is under the knife this week. I warned him not to listen to his physician, Dr. Fauci, about getting his 10th COVID shot. This time it was for the new COVID Lucky 7 variant, and he had a major reaction. Dennis tells me it's called choroids. I asked him to describe it. He couldn't, but sent a picture of what it looks like. Whoa, what a pain in the ass to deal with. Well, this program is about big-time professional golf. In Tampa, it's the Valspar Championship, played on one of the PGA Tour's premier golf courses, the Copperhead at Innisbrook Resort. Behind me is the palatial semi-mansion of the owner of the Innisbrook Resort, where I'm at the Valspar Golf Championship. The person whom I'm speaking about is Sheila Johnson. She and her, well, now ex-husband, started the Black Entertainment Network. She's the second richest African-American woman in the country behind, well, you probably could guess who, begins with an O. And actually, I've been in there to tape some interviews to help promote the resort. And she's an impeccable dresser and a nice person. And I'm just glad to be out in the sunshine of Florida at the Valspar Championship. I've got a few other things to show you, so stick around. Look at this mega structure back here. This is all temporary. And it goes from place to place to place. It's at least 3 stories tall, and the construction on this actually begins a month to 2 months ahead of time. And it's not just here at the 18th hole, it's all around the golf course. Well, you know something great about the new technology of Portisane toilets? The smell factor is gone. But just don't look down. Standing here by the snake pit, and tournaments are won or lost on certain holes and in certain places. They call it the snake pit because it's the 3 toughest holes coming down to finish the tournament. Now, it's a very catchy name too. They have the bear trap, the snake pit. Maybe somebody who really wants to be a little bit of a wise guy will call a place the armpit. An example of where a tournament can be lost is I was here when somebody right there, 4 feet from the hole, needed that birdie putt to probably win the tournament, but because it's so severe, so fast, he got a little aggressive, went 5 to 6 feet below the hole, missed that putt, and then with the snake pit in the water, tournament gone. Where you position yourself to watch the golf shots is an exciting process, but it requires some caution because balls can come flying a great distance and you don't want to get in the way. The results could be semi-tragic. At least the good news is the pro whose golf ball hit you will usually give you a souvenir like a golf glove. When you go to the range with the pros, you see how talented they are, just how much better they are than you are. Something about the range here, they have every kind of ball that's popular on tour to practice with. so that they can have the same conditions on the course. But it wasn't always that way. In the old days, and we're not talking about the 1800s, we're talking about the 50s and even the 60s and some degree into the 70s. At that time, the pros had to bring their own golf balls to practice with. And out on the range, they would have their caddies with a bag, catching the balls either in the air or one-hopping it, running all over the place, but they were that good. Those balls almost always fell within a few feet of their caddies to retrieve it. Everything has changed nowadays. The tour's gotten bigger, the fields have gotten bigger, the money's gotten bigger. Come out and judge for yourself if the pleasure and fun and excitement has also gotten bigger. Many years ago, when I was a sports director at a South Carolina television station, I had the rare opportunity to report on the Masters Golf Tournament, and it was quite an experience. I was at the tournament doing interviews, but the weekend of the tournament, I asked if I could borrow the TV station's company car, a station wagon, to see the tournament. They gave me the okay. I went up Saturday and watched the tournament. But getting a room for the last day of the tournament was absolutely impossible. But I believe it was the Holiday Inn close to the golf course said, hey, you're welcome to stay in our parking lot. And then Sunday night after the tournament, when there's plenty of room, I would be able to stay over. Well, sleeping there in the car that night was a bit of an experience due to humidity, heat, and an infestation of mosquitoes, which means I got basically no sleep. The next day at the crack of dawn, I headed over to the golf course, went to the media center, which at that time was a giant Quonset hut, now a streamlined, beautiful, ultra-modern facility. And of course it was closed, so I meandered over to the clubhouse where I saw some of the staff. Back then, the caddies were all black, the staff was black, and I thought they were probably going to say, what the hell are you doing here? Well, they did ask me what I was doing there, but when I told them my plight, they said, hey man, come on inside. Why don't you have a shower? And while we're at it, would you like to have some breakfast? Would I? I was being treated like one of the pros, actually like royalty. I had a great shower, I had a delicious breakfast, and meandered around a bit and saw a couple strange things in my opinion. In the card room, there were pictures that showed dogs smoking and playing cards up on the wall. And when I went to the men's room, there were illustrated pictures of dogs at urinals taking a leak. Kind of strange, but when I thought about it, I said, you know, maybe it's that the captains of industries are still boys at heart. Or maybe better put, under the right circumstances, they're actually a bit of senior delinquents when given the chance themselves. The next day, I was lucky again. I was one of the media selected to play the course, and we teed off from the white tees on the first tee, and I noticed that the flag positions were exactly the same as the day of the tournament. So walking up the fairway, I asked my caddy, would I get in trouble if I played the back tees? And he said, man, you play wherever you want. So under beautiful, pristine conditions, I got to play the Masters course, playing the exact flag positions as the pros the day before. Wow, what an experience. Well, having been there to see the tournament, played the course like the pros did, it was an experience of a lifetime. And now, to end the show, next time, with no ifs, ands, or possibly, Dennis, buts, I have a whopper today to celebrate golf. So, hi-ho, Silvers!